Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to dive into a really powerful framework for understanding what truly drives us. It's all about something this philosophy calls the burning desire for self-knowledge. You know this quote right here? It just nails the core idea. It's not about building a new you or achieving some future version of yourself. It's about uncovering what's already there. It's a huge shift, right? From trying to become someone to simply learning how to be the person you are underneath all the noise. So here's our roadmap. We'll start with what this inner fire actually is. Then we'll get into the 4 kinds of people who are looking for it. After that, we'll talk about a huge mindset shift, some practical tools for the journey, and finally, the end goal, becoming the observer. Let's get into it. All right, first things first, we have to define this central idea because it drives this entire philosophy. What in the world is a burning desire? Okay, so this is not what you think. It's not that loud, needy desire for a new phone or promotion. It's the exact opposite. Imagine like a quiet pilot light inside you. It's this steady, persistent inner flame that's just gently guiding you toward a deeper truth about yourself, way beyond all the distractions of everyday life. So when this inner fire is really going, it totally changes how you experience desire itself. It gives you this singular, unwavering focus. And when that's there, there's just no room for all that anxiety or those conflicting wants we all have. Your attention just naturally shifts from chasing things out there to this inner sense of calm. And it's all fueled by a genuine love for just being, not by getting attached to stuff. It's all about that deep focus, not about forcing anything. Okay, now this is where it gets really interesting. This framework lays out 4 totally different kinds of people on this journey of self-discovery. Each one is driven by something different, and honestly, seeing where you fit can be a huge eye-opener. So this table breaks it all down. As I go through these, just kind of ask yourself, does that sound like me? First, you've got crisis mode. This is someone looking for immediate relief from pain or suffering. Then there's the result-oriented type, who sees spirituality as a tool to, upgrade my life. Third is the intellectual, super curious, loves the concepts, but doesn't really put them into practice. And finally, you have the freedom-focused seeker. Their only motivation is self-knowledge, to find their true self. And that brings us to the most important difference here, the massive gap between those first 3 seekers and the 4th one. We're not talking about a small tweak here. It's a completely different destination. This comparison really gets to the heart of it. The first 3 are all using these ideas to fix or upgrade their current life. Their ego is still running the show. But the 4th seeker, they have a totally different goal. They want to let that false self, the identity we build up from all our thoughts and stories, just fall away. For them, a better life isn't the main goal. It's just the natural side effect of finding the truth. And boom, there it is. This one idea captures that huge shift you have to make to get on that 4th path. It's a total rethink. Instead of trying to build a better, more comfortable cage for yourself, you realize you can just open the door. So if that's the goal, how in the world do you cultivate that inner fire? Well, this philosophy lays out some very specific, hands-on, meditative tools to get you there. This is how these big, abstract ideas become something you actually do. It all starts with something super simple, just grounding yourself with deep, silent breathing. Next, you bring in a mantra to help center your awareness. If your mind starts to wander, which, it will, there's a visualization technique to gently bring your focus back. And the whole time, you're doing this last step, just a constant, gentle self-check to stay in that mindful, observational state. And all of this practice, it's leading somewhere. It brings us to the ultimate state that the 4th seeker is trying to achieve. It's a state that's called the observer. The whole point of all this practice is to help you realize one simple but life-changing truth. You are not your thoughts. The best way to think about it is like this. You are the sky. Your thoughts, your feelings, they're just clouds passing through. The practice helps you start identifying with the big, vast, unchanging sky, the observer, instead of the temporary, fleeting clouds, the observed. So the big takeaway here is pretty profound. The goal isn't to get perfect control over your thoughts or to stop them completely. It's to reach a point where your attachment to them just dissolves. The thoughts might still pop up, but they just don't have any power over you anymore. And what's left behind? That pure, silent awareness of the observer. What this philosophy says is your real self. So we'll leave you with this question. It's a powerful little tool for self-reflection. And look, there's no right or wrong answer here. But just asking the question can help you get a better sense of your own inner fire and, who knows, maybe even where it's leading you next.